Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play RIMWORLD Awesome Androids Edition. Now, before we start, I've actually tweaked the mods in this save a little bit. Mostly picking up some stuff that has been added to the Immersion Plus mod list, which was the original idea behind this particular run. While not everything that they've changed has been added here, mostly it's been some fairly minor things that shouldn't break the save. For example, I have added in, if I can find my window, there we go. Sorry, I was tabbed out there to get the list. I have added in the mod to add paracetamol to the game. This is, I believe, what at least in the UK, what they call, what we here in the NA called acetaminophen. Of course, very well known under the brand name of Tylenol. So a pain management thing. You know, it's like little thing like that. Added in the mod for defensive positions, which I think will... it's probably about time we put that to good use. So you can save a defensive position for your folks and have them instantly go there. In fact, what I'll probably do here is recruit everyone. Except Robert. Oh, and I can't recruit Flint. You know what? Let's just wait. We'll try again after Flint has snapped out of it. Speaking of snapped out of it, that is another mod that I have been added here, Snap Out, which when someone is freaking out about something, one of your pawns who are set to, I believe it's the wardening task, will go and try to have a chat with them to try to break them out of it sooner. I did add in the electric stone cutting table. I think I mentioned in the last stream, or last video, I was like, oh, I should really put that in. And then a few other little things. Again, if you just follow the link to Immersion Plus, it'll basically, you know, the same thing. There shouldn't be anything that you really notice here, but I think it will improve things a little bit. Can we get it so that it, like, no longer tells us we've unlocked Rimatomics every time I load a save? It seems a little weird. Like, I know I have. What are you talking about? That is still what we're working on. I love how high-techy it looks there. I mean, that's been our whole vibe the whole time, trying to make a calling that looks kind of high-techy. Expanding here and having more concrete has helped as well. Part of me wishes I'd sort of left more gap between buildings. I mean, that would have made it slowed everything down, the movement between, for, you know, as my pawns wander around, and then in addition to that, it would have required a lot more, hey, successfully calmed down by steel, there you go. It would have required more material and things like that. We can solve this together, is what it says there. But it would look really good, right? With just more space between things. I don't know if we have enough room on the map to do that, but maybe I'll start spacing out things a little bit more over here. And I could even consider doing a little bit of a teardown at some point. I don't know. But anyway, I want to add the job to actually make some painkiller. I guess what I'll do is I will say an X per colonist job on this one, where we're going to try to keep a couple of doses per colonist, I think. And pause when satisfied. There you go. So we'll try to keep 28. We'll pause it. We'll unpause if we drop below 14. That seems fairly reasonable. And we'll put that here. So that's going to be another sink for herbal medicine, as well as neutromine. Now, I don't think we have a constant source of neutromine. I don't know if we've got anything in the game that allows us to have a constant source of it. I think we just have to buy it, which is mostly okay, I guess. Yeah, we were trying to reset this last time. I still don't know what the deal is with the hospitality mod. This is the this is the 4th episode I've recorded today. So if you left a solution to the hospitality mod in the last few videos, I apologize if I haven't responded to it, but that would be that. Did try. Some people have suggested, is it because of the 20? So I set it to 0. I even unset the beds and reset them, but I don't think that's it. So, I'm not sure. It might be that they just don't spawn if you've got too many people. They might be too worried about, like, filling things up. Fi's proposed marriage to Morty. Morty has agreed! Oh, that is so wonderful! Oh, how swell is that? They're already sharing a bedroom over here. There you go. Oh, how swell is that? Good. It's something else that can go horrifically wrong. When one of them dies, they're going to be that much more miserable. I mean, they'd already be pretty miserable, but yeah, it will make it worse. Oh, I guess one of the things I did add... I think it's at the smithy. I think one of the things, it's an industrial mod or something like that, we will be able to create our own plasteel. I think we use chem fuel plus steel to make some plasteel, which can provide us with a bit of a consistent thing. I mean, we've got some from the deep drill mine, so it's not like we don't already have a source, but we may enable that as well to help provide a bit of a buffer. So right now we're mostly waiting for all of the fuel rods to get made, so we can enable this again. We're getting there. We've got 10 of 21 in production. We still have some power problems. You know what? Actually, hang on a sec. Let's get Phi. We're going to turn this back on because we are having some power problems right now. We're going to go and... Oh, failed to get him to calm down. We're going to start this up. as is. Starting up, okay. Let me set this to about 50% here. Oh. And power on. There we go. Excellent. Temperature comes up to its desirable thing. You know, seems to be about 315 is what it tries to do. Total amount of power being produced by the reactor. Does not count how much is actually being generated by turbines and transformers. Yeah, fair enough. So I guess kilowatts worth of heat. You could think of it that way. Turbine. Okay, so if I did go and bring this up to 100, we'd still be well within... Ooh. Oh, 2 years. Oh, hold on. That's interesting. Because it does use adjacent fuel rods matter. They did talk about that. So this one's going to be hotter than some of the others. So they're not going to be in sync. That's very interesting. But yeah, I guess one of the things to consider is I don't need this much power. I'm going to bring it way down. Hopefully we don't get any, what is it, xenon poisoning? Or whatever it is. I don't remember. Got to rewatch Chernobyl to have all the references. We're going to bring it fairly low, which will preserve our fuel rods. It'd be interesting to have this, like, dynamically tweak itself based on power requirements. And I don't actually know how much we need to do. I don't know, 5%. 5% of its max. We'll do that. I suspect that's going to be fairly good, because that, again, is excess over here. Some more of it's going to get stored. We'll leave it running fairly chill. We do have to have all the fuel rods in there for the scram test to be able to develop the next level of reactor technology. That's what we're waiting on there. But yeah, I guess at this point, there's no reason I couldn't have this running while that's going there. That'll prevent our power brownouts. Yeah, since it does take so long to do, I may as well have it running, I guess. We will have to take it offline for a while to install the fuel rods, but I guess that's going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to enable this so the fuel rods can get stored here again, which, I don't know, seems, I guess, like a good idea. And then I think it'll be okay if we remove it. Item stash quest with some fancy schmancy stuff. Nah, that's okay. We don't need that. How are the events doing? Do we have a vent at all in this room? Oh, yeah, right there. Thermal efficiency isn't at 100. So, let's go. I'm going to try to have them, like, matching in layout now. We're going to get another one of those to kick that up. Oh, you're going out for the weapons training, which we could put somewhere else. Thing is, if you put, like, damaged terrain behind it that can be repaired, so like a wall, then someone might go and repair it while other things are happening. Do we have another heat wave, or is it just this hot? It's just that hot. Also, it's interesting. I'm using a different Embracers mod than the last one. Just because I was playing in a multiplayer game with A Kiss for Luck and Briarstone, and they use this one. This one here apparently does not vent to the outside. This does not count as an opening to the outside, so the temperature is higher, which is interesting, I guess. Some idlers. Now, I think one of the mods I did put in... no, actually, I don't think I put it in for this run. I want to avoid installing too many mods simultaneously. There is going to be one that makes the idling, like, more useful, where, like, instead of just wandering, they'll, I don't know, practice their melee or do something like that. But that's going to be okay for now. Oh, it's the ceiling light. I'm like, what am I clicking on there? So, yeah, temperature's good. Everything seems fine. So, yeah, in a few years, this would have to be taken offline, I guess. So, if it wasn't for the fact that we need all 21 in there for the full scram tests... Phi's apathetic. If it wasn't for the fact that we needed all of them for the full scram test... Oh, Black Hive attack. We probably wouldn't want to run all the fuel rods, or we wouldn't want to put them adjacent. I guess as long as you run it low, it's fine. Black Hive attack. Alright, yes, the big old worms. We're going to have to go and clear that out at some point. So, now, let's go and grab everyone. And then, yeah, we can't have Phi, so we'll have to reset her manually afterwards. We'll deselect Robert. We will go and do that. And then we'll have them remember their positions. And Robert, while there's an attack going on, I'm going to get you to just hide in the this. We'll have you have a defensive position as well. Because that way when there's an attack, the idea is if you save their defensive positions... then you can just hit, I think, the 0 on your number pad to send everyone to their assigned positions. So, with everyone selected, other than Phi, I can right-click and save their positions. There we go. There's also an advanced mode, which lets you have up to 4 different defensive positions, so that's going to be okay. So there you go. So from now on, I should be able to do that, and then I'll make sure to add Phi in here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Bridgie up, save that one instead, and then I know I can put Phi in the bottommost spot. So little bug got killed there. Mammoth worm possibly going to die to just this. Okay, that's quite loud. These things are like growling. Is that everything? Oh, well shit. Okay, that's easy. Let's grab everyone. I guess I can just have someone go and beat that down. I was going to have them shoot it. Okay. I'll unselect you. Flint, can you finish people off? Nice. And ideally, I'd like to give someone a melee weapon to go and finish the hive. It's going to be a little easier, but this will be okay. There you go. Flint, I'm going to get you to recruit. Come up here. So you could just melee attack it, but you don't have a melee weapon. Failed to calm down Phi. Oh, why does it have an AoE? Is that maybe the zone of destruction? Oh! What enabled drafted hunt? What did I do that re-enabled drafted hunt? I wonder if it's the defensive positions. Because I haven't had it... I don't think I've had that button for a while. And for some reason, I think I thought it was part of, like, Combat Extended or something. Okay. Well, it might be a good time to just take care of some boomalopes, or, the wildebeest, if we want some meat. Well, let's say we grab everyone here. Send them down here. And enable drafted hunt. Including the turtle? Sure. If it was raining, I'd go after the boomalopes, but maybe not yet. I can't remember. I think steel could do it. No, I guess I'm thinking of flint. Can finish people off. Oh, are you dead? Oh, I saw a little exclamation mark. Maybe it just died, because I saw a little exclamation mark. So I thought it was it still had to be finished off. All right, we're good. Sam, is it just anxiety? Yeah, anxiety. Sorry, Sam, not to make light of your anxiety, but I mean, you don't have an actual, like, you're not bleeding right now. Phi, stop being apathetic. Okay, Phi, what you're going to do, you're going to recruit and come over here. Excellent. So, and then I will save the defensive position and unrecruit you. So now, in theory, if I hit 0 on the numpad, boom, everyone recruits and goes to their position. Including Robert, who's told to run to the hospital. Love it. I just don't want him to be outside. If there's something bad happens, I can just slam the button and be done. Reset these traps, which have been doing great work for us. I think I was going to remove the combat readiness mod because I feel like it's working too slow. We're gonna go up a level. I think it's sending the raids it's sending us are too weak. Because I don't know if it's how much it's interacting with the difficulty. It's supposed to interact with the difficulty, but I'm feeling like it's not. So we're gonna go and bring that up a little bit. I can deal with tougher raids. So because our difficulty is still not low, it's on Savage. I mean, not Merciless or Deity. I don't necessarily want like more frequent terrible events, and I don't want like, you know, oh, suddenly everyone's got the plague and this and this, but you know, more substantial attacks would be good. Feels like our base should be able to take it. Ooh, right. Step complete. So we are currently researching the atom over here, which is going to let us predict attacks or something like that. The second step was to collect that on raids, but we already had that. I think it's 30 raids, but it remembers your old ones. Thank goodness for that. So we've been keeping track of that, which is good. And now research the threat detection. So an intellectual has to work on that, which is fine because that is in fact happening. This is a overalls with glitter tech, which is really nice. Is that reducing work speed? Wait, it's... I mean, it's not making the work speed 80%. Hold on, this is weird. Perfect work in the field. It feels like it's buffing things, but making your work speed worse? Or slower? Oh, wait, hold on. The working in the field part is this. Over here. This luxurious... I think the luxurious mod is actually making the work rate worse. I guess because it's so fancy. People don't want to dirty themselves, so they're being more careful. But that's okay. It does boost research speed by... How about we get you to wear that? Which replaces your old padded overalls. Yeah, which presumably someone else will put on. So we'll clear the forced. But you are a researcher, so having the boost to your research speed is going to be really, really, really nice. Good black insect chitin boots. Now that is quite cool. Every time I hear chitin, though, I always think of Dark Sun, the D&D setting. Because chitin armor is a big part of that. Because they don't have access to much metal. And even if you did have access to metal, it's a horrible desert world. And wearing metal armor is really bad. Alright, we are slowly charging up. So we're producing an excess of power, but not a wicked excess. Actually, with nighttime setting in, it's possible that we might actually run a deficit at night. And we are. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that we don't really run that deficit. So, let's bring it up to... Let's cycle it up to about 10%. Ooh, no, still. Wait, really? Five's asleep. Ryan, are you enough of a... %? Okay. Now, it is still dipping down right now because presumably the wind is dying down right now. But yeah, basically there. That looks like a pretty good balance. Depending on how things work out, if it's at night and there's really literally zero wind, we might run a slight deficit, but mostly we're okay. And that gives us a little bit more padding if we add some things in or whatever. I mean, we don't have to run the reactor quite this hot, but I don't think it's a problem. And actually, speaking of, how hot are we talking about here? 13 years, 10 years, 22, 40. Yeah, all right. Cool. And I do know, apparently, like, over time, the amount of power you get out of these fuel rods do decrease. So even before it actually runs out of power, of lifespan, we may want to replace them. Now, I don't know if there's a way to force them to replace it with fresh rods or the best rods. I guess when I pull them out of here, I'll be able to see, yeah, the percentages. So I can just remove the ones that have the best fuel rod percentages and manage it that way. Ah, I'm getting it now. We do still have some idlers. So Sam, Flint, yeah, there's quite a few. So I guess there's nothing to haul, nothing to clean, nothing to mine. Yeah, so, I mean, just because we can right now. And a lot of the people on mining are on, like, mining with a level 4 priority. So, they're only going to mine if they've got nothing else going on. So I guess we may as well do that. Here, I'll just set it all again. She may have wanted to prioritize the components, but oh, so there was nothing in there. Oh. Like, it's a big enough area. It may as well carve through. I mean, there might still be some bits, like, hiding in there. It's conceivable. I guess the other thing I can do is I can put down more of the deep miners. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Mine out silver directly. There's more silver over there. We'll build a few more of those for, like, idle people. Steel, that's going to be steel. The big things are all steel. Some more uranium. There you go. So a few more. So when they're idle and if there's nothing on the world map set for them to mine, they can just work those things. In fact, now I'm like, oh, should I cancel the steel? I don't know. Oh, kitchen bot and gardening bots. Oh, so you can also raise plants. Nice. Now you're going to go back to bionics research. Excellent. So if we go to our robotics, and we made a basic matrix. So yeah, cleaner, kitchen. Okay, the kitchen I think has the growing built in. So that's the basic. So let's make the tier 2 kitchen bot. Do I want to raise the last guy? I guess should probably basic A tier. Let me switch this to say do until X. We're gonna keep one of these resurrectors around all the time. I like it. Yeah, we'll tear that up, and we, in theory... Oh, wait, hold on. That's right, this guy is not one of our colonists. So even if we rezzed him, I don't think that would help us. I think that's what the situation with that guy is. He's not actually a colonist. We could res him and then he would leave. Or something. I don't know. I suppose we could capture him. Res him and immediately kidnap him. You're hauling steel thing. That seems like very inefficient hauling, if I'm going to be honest there. That does not feel like good hauling. So let's also, at this point, since I do have an added thing to the smelter, I believe, to make plasteel, let's get the smelter, if I can see it. Fueled smelter, no. Do you have an electric smelter? There's smithy. Electric smelter. Weird that they're not next to one another. Maybe better to be a little closer to that pile, wouldn't it? I guess this is closer. What is this thing? Oh, the ground penetrating scanner, right. And then build a copy of that. I mean, what I can do... Yes, I will build a new stockpile. Dumping stockpile zone. Right. Ah, oh, thank you very much for lagging my goddamn input game. When I'm drawing out stuff, I should always pause, so that's not an issue. Clear all. We'll put important priority for... There you go. Steel slag chunks. So they'll get stored there instead. Select somewhere across the map. We'll tell them all to be hauled. I mean, a bunch will get stored over there, but that's okay. I guess then if I want to move some rocks out of some tunnels, this will be full. Oh, but you know what I can do? I can expand a little over there, because I think there used to be some wall sections and things like that. That did get put there. Oh, you need turbine blades here. Oh, you smelt them down. Never mind. Never mind. Smelt metal into steel. Smelt metal from slag. Oh, you're going to turn metallic wool into things. So, I don't think I have the plasteel. I may have to research it. Look at all the Miss Robot +++ list in there. Smelt metal from slag. Do forever. Yep. I think I did install the industrial one. Maybe I didn't. If I look up plasteel refining. Oh, atom is done. Can now produce atom modules, RIM Atomics machining table to install them. To install them, select tacks and toggle the atom button. The atom module needs to be manually installed in each new tacks. Okay. Plasteel refining is over here. We're quite expensive. Oh, and we still never got the fabrication. Okay, no, that's actually seems like a good thing to queue in. The kitchen robot is done. So, I guess, you know what, I'll install you in the kitchen. That seems fairly reasonable. Do I want to put you right here? I don't know if there's, like, negative beauty to you or something, but we'll see. Threat detection is done. Okay. And activate all robots. And maybe what I'll do is I will disable cooking. I mean, maybe I could leave it on with someone who has passion for it. Especially double passion. Tell you what. If you have nothing else going on, you can consider cooking, but otherwise we're going to be quite happy to let the robot just do it. So, I don't actually have the tax building. Or is that the one outside? Yes, this one outside. Ooh, set camo. Oh, neat. Woodland camo. The base is fine. It looks nice and gray. Adds threat detection. Okay. So we have to craft one. Make Adam. Just do one time is fine. I'll put you at the top. Here, Ryan, I'll reset you, so you do that. And then, so presumably someone's going to add that, and we'll get some information. Meanwhile, Manhunter Pack. Okay, meanwhile, Marauder Weapon. Multi-barrel coaxial plasma railgun platform. Requires a man-sax. Obelisk. Directed and is this from like Command and Conquer? Directed engine weapon, solid laser, 100% accuracy, long range, devastating power, automatic firing, targeting and firing. Man-sax required for manual targeting. So this can work on its own. Man-sax required for manual targeting requires a man-sax. Destroy. Oh, here we go. When a mortar is fired, the system will check the shell pass through the range of the hell, attempts to track the target and fire once it's in range. I would very much like to have high energy laser system to destroy mortars. I think that's going to be good. Timberwolves. That do sound pretty serious. So we're going to go ahead and hit 0 on a numpad. Get ourselves in position. We're going to override this. Make sure people are actually entering the base right away. Thank you. Now you can go into your position. Okay, because they were walking around outside and going to this door, I think, which is sort of a pathfinding fail. Speaking of pathfinding fail, are they going to come to me? They're Manhunter packs. They should.